Can we start?
Sir, you can start.
Okay. So, on behalf of Haldia Institute of Technology, I just welcome Subrata Mapa for this kind of tete-a-tete program. And before we start, let me tell you the background of organizing this kind of program. 2 months back, basically, with the instigation of MHRD, we have started our own social media champion group. And under that particular group, we have opened up some social media channels, means like Facebook account, Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. And with the help of this group, we are trying to percolate the all-round events of the institute to the external world. And in the evening, we have started a kind of program where we can connect our alumni with the existing students. And since we have crossed almost 26 years and we have produced almost 21 to 22,000 alumni, and if we can connect them, then internal stakeholders along with the external stakeholders as a family, as a community, will launch in the external world. That is basically the objective of organizing this kind of program. This is the first cycle, and it is being organized across all departments. And this is a kind of informal session where our existing students will get the opportunity to talk to the ex-students. Now, with this note, I basically request Aprotim to take over and introduce Shubroto.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Subrata is our student, beloved student. He has passed out from near about 12 years back, and he is right now in a very good position in industry, and he is a very good software engineer. You can say he is leading lots of projects in different area in our country as well as in the abroad also. He is working in different technologies, as well as the most important thing is he is recruiting our students also, means the his juniors as well as your seniors, most seniors, they are working in his company. And students, you can learn from him a lots of things. Okay, he can give you the very means the whatever the technology is going on right now, he can give you the flavor of that, as he is the project leader, as well as he is the also governing the some project of government of West Bengal also. He can give you some flavors. If any kind of doubt you have, you just ask him. He is a very polite person. Okay, so uh, I am just handing over the session to Subrata. Subrata, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Subrata, you just start it, and thank you for coming over here. Okay, so you just start.
Uh, okay, sir. At first, I am. This is a good evening to all of you, and thanks to you and others, my teachers. Sir, I passed out here from 2009. After pass out, I joined several company, someone on MNC or others company. Then I changed my current company from 2010, 17. Then I joined my current company, that is Green Think Ventures Private Limited, uh, as a assistant vice president. Uh, we are working. Actually, guys, they are in our agriculture market. In India, agriculture market is virgin market. There no one technology has used to produce to in this area. So, and we work with as a collaboration with West Bengal state government. And beside this, we work with Tripura and Chhattisgarh also. Uh, who is the tech partner of West Bengal Government Agriculture Department. There are a lot of projects, some of renowned projects like the Krisak Bandhu, Bangla Shosyo Bima. These are crop insurance. Beside this, the soil health card, and after that, their licensing, online licensing system. So these types of project which we made this project for West Bengal government as well as Tripura and Chhattisgarh also. Beside this, we used some RS remote sensing project. Actually, guys, they in crop insurance sometimes when some part made or something, the farmer get their claim after 1 year or 1 and 6 1 and 6 year later. So but I made it through this completion this process, this circle within 20 days after devastating any flood or others. So through this technology. Beside this, we use air remote sensing. Yeah, the Sentinel process ISRO we made with ISRO. They are getting the image from their satellite and use some drone and other some IoT device. From this data, we actual calculating the actual claim amount, but percentage of claim we made, we calculate through these devices. And so anything else?
Subrata, you just discuss about some technologies which are very emerging right now and some kind of projects and your experience. How to basically how to fight with the projects, how to when you are getting the projects from the clients, how to shoot out and how to sort out the entire thing, the entire procedure because they are the entirely novice. Your students means the first same, third same and fifth same students are there. Okay, so you just give your entire idea how to they can go for this kind of project. Okay, so it
Okay,
will be beneficial for them.
okay,
How how can they prepare themselves? Okay.
okay. Sir. Guys, the since in 1990, the early 1990, the Indian IT industry has growing at a phenomenal rate with several phases of growth development over the last 3 decades. Today, India, you can tell us the one of the largest digital hub in the world. There we use the digital technology, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, etc. Uh, but in next 20 years, in India, almost this rate will be increased. So guys, that the big technology which is coming in next 20 years, that is Internet of Things, IoT devices. IoT devices based technology will be boon for us. And in recent, we have surveyed one time that there is a 86% respondent plan and increase their IoT spend significantly the next couple of years. So in next 20 years, we will see several sensor, incorporated machinery, equipment, heating unit, security system, and IoT will play a significant role in this. Besides the IoT device, second will come the artificial intelligence and robotic technology. Robotic technology concept, but artificial intelligence and robotic technology concept is 60 years old. But it will only become popular in last decade. With passive operational power and storage, AI comes transfer business transmission like no others. Self-driving cars, robotic, and now you can see the several teaching app. And we are, we are using this artificial technology, intelligence, and robotic in our company also. In our company, we are using we are using for crop forecasting. Actually, crop production forecasting. Sometimes you guys uh, the palm oil. India save a lot of gallon palm oil imported from Indonesia or these types of country. But sometimes we don't know the next season the palm oil market in what will be the what is the market of the Indonesian palm oil crude oil. So based on that we can.
Subrata, can you switch on your video so that everybody can see you also?
Okay, sir. Yes. Okay.
Please carry on.
Okay. And forecasting. The remote sensing based database driven decision making helps in us the defined file like we can weather, forecasting, forestry, agriculture, percentage, biodiversity, etc. Among with this application of RST and agriculture forecasting, crop production or yield, actually we can at first we collecting this data is for several years past years we collect in a database, then this vast database through algorithm and machine learning we can forecast the next season what will be the next season production. Beside and this technology we are using in West Bengal also. You can see in near future in West Bengal we can predict the potatoes or sugarcane. And beside this, we can use their RST technology through Sentinel satellite. There is the crop yield estimation, crop loss assessment. And beside this, sometimes this pandemic situation, we are using satellite. Actually, before what will be in West Bengal, the every person from the block office, they devastating every field and report to the block. Then block identify the actual plot and actual farmer. Then goes to the state. State after from state goes to the insurance company. Then insurance company collecting deduplication. There are a lot of process after they made their calculation and send the through the DBT, direct benefit transfer to the farmer. So this process is cannot be possible in this pandemic situation. So in this pandemic situation, we use this technology RST remote sensing technology that is used to identify the crop identification. Actually, which crop in which field that is coming from the satellite images. Actually, every image or every crop has a greenness or radiation different. So through this radiation and their wavelength, we can identify the which crop is which field. And beside this, there are latest technology which is coming in India that is precision farming. Precision farming, you where we used IoT device, Sentinel satellite, or weather-based report. Everything we can collect and gather in a database. Then through machine learning or artificial intelligence, we can make this precision farming. These types of technology, this is the mark. This technology will comes in future. So you can, all of you can mm, you can enrich yourself through this technology, just like Python, or Python is the mother language for this uh, artificial intelligence or robotic everything language. Then Scala, or next to the Flutter, React. So this type of language, if you enrich with this yourself with this technology and software, then you will be the best guy in near future.
Shubhata, can you just explain specifically a real life example that how we can means the how we can uh, shoot out the when you are getting a project, how to go through that project to entirely complete the entire thing.
Actually, before actually in before when we worked some other client, actually India is the big hub. India 55% market outsourcing, which 55% IT market which coming from US. So before when I joined several other companies like MNC, some MNC like TCS or CTS, everyone use their brain to outsource the outsourcing project. So no one invest. So in this time we use their client meeting the client with meet with client, collect their knowledge and their requirements. After through this requirement we use the software development life cycle and made a prototype or small project and represent there in front of there. Then after vision conversion vision the client and development team. So when we understand their um, requirement, then we divide the requirement in different phase, and every phase we made the development. After that the development cycle actual started. Then we made the every part of that of their project and represent to them. Then in this time there we made some testing, that is that unit testing or model testing or functional testing, different types of testing there. That is white box testing, black box testing, everything is there. After completion of this testing, so client approve this project, then this project has been completed. So these types of pressure is here for only if client project. And now if their project is the now this is our own product. So sometimes the real life problem, sir, when I made the crop insurance with our state, that is the state secretary, chief secretary, or others. So their knowledge has been nothing. So we don't know any technology. Just you made your project and complete it. So this time we made we fast learning agriculture. Okay for there. So sometimes these types of client, if we handle this is very critical. But their timeline and schedule is very tight. Is there anything?
Pradeep, can we take up some questions from the students?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, you can one by one ask, shoot your question.
Sir, Please explain once more time about satellite of agriculture. What are you teaching? Yes, sir.
Actually, the in satellite, we can sometimes where is the calamity has been done. Sometimes yes, the yes, Amphan has been occurring in our state. So 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 how will measure the actual percentage of claim? So in manual, you visit that place, then you need that your water is your up to your knee or up to then you made this is the 90%. Some person made it this is the 20% damaged. So how you measure the damage? There is no standard rules. To to resolve this, we made a algorithm which is coming from data that is your uh, satellite. There is the ISRO provide us the Bosundara satellite, and uh, there we are on in the European satellite that is the Sentinel satellite. Through this satellite, we made two picture that is before the calamity and after the calamity. So then we made their microwave length. Every crop has different microwave length. We measure their and also their index of greenish to measure in both. Also measure the moisture, wavelength of moisture. Before the calamity, there the moisture of the soil, and after the calamity of moisture of the soil. Then we compare this data, these types of, there are 16 parameter, 16, 17 parameter, which compare these 16 parameter that is before calamity and after calamity. Through this comparing, we made a algorithm, then where we calculate the actual percentage of damage. And these types of Sentinel satellite provide the microwave length of every image. Something you have when the leaf, some leaf is the full green leaves has some different wavelength, and the yellow leaf has some different wavelength. So through this wavelength and greenish rate measure, we can calculate these types of calculation. Anything else?
Any questions from any other students? You can ask freely. You can ask him freely, no problem. Regarding right from the recruitment from to technology, you can ask anything to him.
Sir, can I ask a question on behalf of the students? Sir, Anupam here.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, this question is to Subrata sir. That
No one called me sir. The
yeah.
master of
Anyway, so but this is a question. I think this will be in the mind of all the students that why this computer application, that Master of Computer Application (MCA), is preferable over this BTech in Computer Science. Why should people go for MCA than this BTech in Computer Science? So I think this dilemma is there with all the students, and being a teacher also sometimes I also have to face this kind of question. So that's why I'm asking this question to the. And since you are in a position where you can answer, I think you can do it. Sir, if my question is okay, sir.
okay, actually, in industry, we prefer BTech or MCA, both. But sometimes we prefer MCA because sometimes we prefer some web development technology where the MCA student already coming from understanding the knowledge of software architecture or application or database, and also they have knowledge of this project, these types of application type. So sometimes it's web technology, but these types of base technology we prefer MCA student. And you know the most of in startup maximum startup also prefer MC student.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. Hello.
um, Sir,
Sir, I
how
am
to say
saying that after Sir, I am
okay, just
saying that after the complete the MTech, what are the benefit of this course? MCA, what are the benefit of this course, sir?
sir, just a 2 minute. Can I, with your permission, can I take 2 minute break? Actually, joint secretary calling me regarding something.
Sure, sir. No
Okay,
problem.
you take a break and we shall wait for you. Take the call and come back.
Yes, sir. Good. Okay, sir. Now we can continue. Sir, we can continue now.
Uh, I think the last question.
Watch from Rajiv sir.
Yeah, Rajiv. Rajiv, if you can come up with your question once again. I think his question was about the prospect of MCA. Means after doing MCA, what are the different prospects available?
Uh, in truly, in industry, corporate industry, there is no difference between the BTech or MCA. In some cases, MCA are most preferable than BTech. So you can apply anywhere in a startup or medium level company or MNC anywhere. There is no difference. Actually, in corporate industry, there is no difference between MCA or BTech. There we judge actually your knowledge. If you are the master in your area, there are no any company you can acceptable. But at first you should be the master in your area, like uh, software architecture, like I mean, we can see there are a lot of problem in the class basic on a basic question. This is a class and object different. What is class and what is object? The in interview there is most of the employee or resource or student, they are rejected with the lack of knowledge, class and object. Because the total in modern technology, this Android technology, maybe web technology, maybe everything is the basic funda is the class and object. So at first you need to clear the class and object, then software development life cycle. After that, their basic database query and concept and analytical concept in your. So if you have these types of things in your, so you can acceptable in any company.
So any questions from the students?
Sir,
Software technology. So if you have clear concept about the total project or total software life cycle, then you in our company we use Ruby on Rails on for web technology, web based deployment, Android and for mobile. But now we move some Flutter or React.js because this this language used in both, which is the web based, which you can use in the mobile technology. So you need to first clear concept in yourself. लैंग्वेज तो हो जाएगा ना. कारण you know that sometimes you enter in a company with PHP, you have PHP, but some project by some product by in some times we need to move the from PHP to in other language. Then you should learn this new technology, this new language. It only possible then if you have clear the class and object, you can clear the basic knowledge of basic life cycle of software, then you can learn any language. But because basic structure of any language will be the same.
Any other question, please?
hello,
Yes, please.
sir. I have a question. Uh, I have a basic knowledge in PHP, but if I join in your company, what kind of knowledge, what kind of language do you learn in next phase? Or
In my code, just you have sufficient knowledge about database, or you have knowledge some software lifecycle or project or some testing knowledge. So there is the we don't there is the language basically is not matter here, because sometimes we use the PHP in any project. You know the Twitter is starting from Rails. That time Rails is the most popular, one of the most popular language or web based language. But after that they shift when is the popular, when is their users level is increased day to day, they shift their language from one project is not used in one language. We use different language. Sometimes you use in our crop instance we use the three types of language. Sometimes web Ruby on Rails, that is front and web based. Then backend form for analyzing power we use the R programming, and some but after that with our for file uploading, file processing. For this process, we use the Python. So language is some in modern language is has been made only for the purpose or to solve some problem. So to solve this problem, we can use different language in our project. But
Any other question, please? Even we can extend this session for the teachers because they are interacting with the students regularly. So I think they have their own question bank, which has been collected from the students. So we can extend this session for the teachers who are attending this session. So teachers, please, you can come up with the questions on behalf of the students.
Hello. Yes, sir. Sir, which language is
Yes.
highly demandable in our industry? Java and Java and Python.
Yeah, Java is so
Hello.
yeah, hello.
And
Java and
yes,
Python.
sir. Yes, sir.
Java is the mother language of every language. Every language in modern language comes from Java. So you have knowledge in Java, clearly concept, so you can learn adopt any languages. And Python also is the good for and very nice language, and also for the artificial intelligence, machine learning, or some web-based project for everything. But for calculating part, but not only you know your knowledge, not only you know the language, know the language. We know some library. We know this knowledge is not sufficient for any company. But you know the clear in modern language you can use the you can make the library. You can make the customized library for your project. Then your project can works fine. Actually, suppose we are using our in West Bengal there are 70 lakhs farmer. So we made 70 lakhs farmer database, and if each farmer has each farmer get two times benefit in every years. So 70 lakhs farmer into two for every year. So you know the database size of this farmer. If to handle these types of data, this large data, you can use if there are we can use artificial machine learning, but data science, and beside this we use the database change. You know that there are two database. You know the database the SQL server, Oracle, and but to handle this database we use the no SQL structure database, that is MongoDB. Use this database. So these types of do we change actually every software always all time change as per their user heat or the database size, বা heat of the users, heat of the project in that time. So they need to that's requirement needs to the project environment.
Pradeep sir?
Yes.
Yeah, if you
Do you have
can.
any question? Any students? Do you have any question? From first year, from second year, and from third year? Do you have any question? I think he has cleared that if you want to join his company, he's in a very good position in the company. If you want to join, what you need, means, what kind of language or what kind of technology you should learn, or you have to cope up that kind of technologies. I think you have heard about it. Apart from this, do you have any query? Because I am telling you that lots of your students is working in this company and under the guidance of Subrata. Okay, so this is the benefit for you. You can say this is the very good opportunity for you, that is giving you the all opportunity. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, so we can close the chapter. Or if you have any questions,
I have a question on behalf of the students of Pradeep. So Subrata means most of the students who are attending this session, they are the beginner, or they have just started their life. They started learning many technologies. So when they will be appearing for the interview, what are the preparations? What are the preparations you need to take apart from skill enhancement?
actually, there are two part in the one is the technical round and there is the HR round. Most of the student has been clear the technical round, but they every time they rejected in HR round. So we need some body language. There's a main. mm we need the faster body language. Actually, if we sometimes if we see the some student and sometimes we think the student can achieve can adjust our environment, he can achieve a new technology, he has confident. So you need to show faster you're confident. If you are confident, then you can acceptable to any company. So company HR they need to fast check fast your confidence level. If you see their confidence level, sometimes there is you have no confidence, they will some tricky question, they will use some tricky question or some other too nervous, too nervous. So you can handle these types of level fast. टेक्निकल राउंड तो ठीक है ना, वो तो ठीक है, वो तो हो जाएगा ना. If you have good knowledge in class and object and software architecture, software life development, SDLC, software development life cycle, database concept, basic SQL query, these types of thing you can overcome the technical round. But the main part is the HR round. So you need to show yourself first. You are confident. Your confidence level is high. So then HR will understand that you can adjust any environment. So otherwise they will nervous you all time. If you are nervous, so they will more nervous. So
Subrata, you are in the higher management, so when you are coming for the interview, what do you expect from a fresher?
Actually, I only check their basic concept. Actually, if you think what I want, I check at first their basic level of concept of software or language. Then I check that he is confident, he can adjust our environment, he can handle the pressure. Sometimes the pressure level is too high, especially if your client sometimes. In the real example, we can see the real example. Sometimes one times our renowned our chief minister has announced the crop insurance will start next 3 days. So in next 3 days we need to that level of power is too high. If you handle this level of confidence already, so you are welcome. Because sometimes we face a problem. Sometimes one time CM has inaugurated the crop insurance. Sometimes that times of our technology fails facing one error. So in these types of things will occur in our software industry, and that we need that types of resource who handle this in brilliantly.
Thank you, Subrata. It's well understood that it's very easy to handle the technical questions if one has the skill set, but it's really difficult to handle HR questions because there is no structured answer of questions, right? Answers. Okay, so how our students, means freshers, can themselves before they appear for the interview, specifically for the HR rounds. For the technical rounds, there is a structured path or well-defined path which they can follow. But for taking preparations for HR, I guess there is no well-defined path which can be shown to them.
Actually, frankly speaking, one time when we passed out in 2009, then we faced any when we faced any interview, then we all time nervous. He was nervous in HR part. After some time, we have then sometime we have a good knowledge. We know the software language good. So if we do not, if we reject this company, say another company is there. If we think this, so I think confidence level little bit high. If you know, you always know the if you know the knowledge. If you have the knowledge, if you know the class object very clearly, if you have the knowledge of database, you have knowledge of software lifecycle, then sometimes one company will be rejected. Then another company will come. There are a lot of company in Kolkata. There are more than 1,000 startup, and other companies, the MNC, medium level company. There are a lot of company in Bangalore, Hyderabad. Everywhere there are a lot of company. Some company will be rejected by us. Some company will be rejected by company. But one company rejected, the another in another company will be accepted. You think this, then you will be you will confidence level will be high and you will be accepted in company.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, please check the message box. I sent the question, sir.
It's there in the chat box. So
Your voice.
up to 3 years in a company, then what are the benefits for future?
Uh, then artificial intelligence future is future in our near future will be is the art based will be the artificial Kolkata. They made a app and project. They made a startup for to connecting the drivers, connect the drivers and uh, then the car owner or something. So this type they use in that platform they use artificial intelligence and made their own startup to just to connect the drivers and customer. So these types of you can made your own startup use these types of technology. And every company, sometimes a TCS, CTS, every company, they are moving from their US client-based project to artificial intelligence. So sometimes the British Telecom, that is the one of the major project of TCS. In TCS, they come moving now their artificial intelligence or intelligence to handle these types of call, which TCS use their resource as a call center. So now they moving from their manual call center to artificial intelligence. Sometimes there are one thing they in crop industry, agriculture industry, there are some disease in their crop. So we can solve the this problem through artificial intelligence or machine learning. Sometimes if a farmer find a disease in their vegetable veg or in their plant, they can make capture this image of that disease or pest and post through WhatsApp or through any app. Then your artificial through artificial technology and machine learning, we can identify the which is the what is the disease and what is their solution or generic medicine or something else. We can provide through these types of things we use there, we can solve these types of problems.
Any other questions? Shanat sir, Shatadru sir, if you have something to say, please go ahead.
I have. I would like to request you to please stress upon the fact that you know when we are when you go into when they go and join the industry, they might know X number of languages. That doesn't mean that those X number of languages will be used in the industry forever. So neither are the BTechs or MTechs or the MCAs going to go on study forever. So they have to pick up the languages, but what will remain with them is the programming ability, the programming acumen that they should develop, the logic of programming that they have to ingrain in themselves, and this only comes through practice. So I would like to stress upon this, um, not as a particular pinch to any particular student, but as a general thing. Our students do lack a lot of practice. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that the amount of, I feel as a teacher, the amount of practice that they put behind programming, because they're all talking about learning Java and what job they can get learning Java or learning Python or something. The first thing that they should do is whatever they're learning, whether it's even C, they should practice enough so that they know how to make a computer work. They know they have to think algorithmically. That's the main important thing, I guess. So I would like you to discuss on this, please, before you go.
Yes, sir. But first time, sir, how are you? One time you groomed me.
I
So,
am okay. Thank you, Subrata.
mm, so
I
yes, sir.
hope you are okay as well.
And that time you also told me these things. You need to more practice, more practice. So sometimes hear every logic in myself. So
I keep on telling these things to all my students all the time, Subrata, but unfortunately, when I tell them this, it falls in deaf ears, and then they realize it themselves, which is the best form of realization, I guess, regarding practice, practice, and practice. When it comes to programming, there is nothing else.
yes, sir. If logic is the same for every language. Language is nothing else. But if we have clear in the logic, we have the so we can adopt any language. But to clear logic or other things, we need practice.
Mhm.
If we practice, we can clear logic. If we clear our logic part in myself, then we can adopt any language.
Yeah, exactly. I would like, everybody to listen to Shubroto that, this is what he has felt, and he's in such a high echelon of power now at the moment in whatever he does.
expertise of Mallada.
So this is what I would like, everybody to understand. And anyways, there is an old saying that practice makes perfect. So
Yes, sir.
that's all I had to say. But other than that, thank you for coming today, Shubroto. I mean, it's very nice that you've come. You should meet us more often, whether it's online or maybe at some point of time offline, maybe.
Yes, sir. If we come to
Uh,
my house, then we will go.
definitely. I mean, if in other times we could arrange for you to meet the students, these are your juniors anyway. So you could meet them in person, and they would be enlightened by their interactions with you. But at least we have got online, so that the geographical barrier has been diminished.
Yes,
So at least they have been lucky enough to get you here tonight. So I'd like to definitely express my gratitude to you.
Okay.
That from my
Any more
side.
questions? Means, any more questions? I guess there is no other question. So, Aprodim sir, if you can conclude the session.
Yes, thank you, Subrato, for joining our meeting, and a very motivated and very good speech you have given to our students. So hope that shortly you can come for a recruitment process, and as well as, if possible, if you can deliver some kind of technical sessions for our students, it will be very much beneficial for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for especially after sir, and so and we recommend other startup, also my past company to recommend to my companies or provide some funds refer to the company. Also, I visit in
Okay, Subrata, I am not taking so much time for you. To everybody, all the students and who are present over here in the meeting, all my colleagues, very, very thanks to you, and good night from myself.
also. Yes, sir. Good night, all of you.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.